All right, as you can see on the screen, this is National Examinations Council 2024 National Common Entrance Paper 2, Quantitative and Vocational Aptitude. And then the part B is also part of this question, which is verbal aptitude. In the last lesson, we looked at quantitative aptitude, which today is going to be a continuation of that. Okay, we'll just continue from where we stopped the last time. Now, reasoning is an important aspect of mathematics, and for quantitative aptitude, I want you to note that you can always use one of your symbols, like either the addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division to crack sample, like what we have here in sample F, which is where we are starting from. Once you can crack the sample, then whatever you are doing becomes easy for you. At times, you may not be able to use the basic operations, or it might have to do with a combination of them, or it can even be square root, cube root, or what have you. But for this sample we have, this is actually to square the first digit and then take the cube of the next. That will give us the base fraction or base number. So let's see if I'm right. 3 square means 3 times 3, which is simply 9. Then 1 over 2 cube means 1 over 2 times 1 over 2 in 3 places, because cube means you have to multiply a number by itself in 3 places. It will give us 1 times 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 2, 4 times 2, 8. Then whatever you have, multiply them. So 3 square is 9, times 1 over 2 cube is 1 over 8. 9 times 1, 9 over 8, and then we have this base number. For the second sample, we need to be sure that the explanation we have work for all samples. So for this sample, this is a square, take the square, take the cube of this. 1 square means 1 times 1, which is 1. Okay, so times, you keep the 1. 2 cube means 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. 1 times 8 will give you 8. So that means the sample, the explanation I've given works for them. Now let's use the explanation to solve question 18. The first fraction, like I did in the sample, we take the square of this, then we take the cube of this. So 1 over 3 square means 1 over 3 times 1 over 3, which is equal to 1 over 9. For the second, 3 over 5 cube means 3 over 5 times 3 over 5 times 3 over 5 in 3 places. Okay, so 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. Out of 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 5 is 125. What you have in the first one, which is 1 out of 9, multiply with what you have in the second, which is 27 out of 125. So 1 times 27 is 27, and then 125 times 9. 9 times 5, 45, 5 carry 4. 9 times 2, 18 plus 4, 22, 2 carry 2. 9 times 1, 9 plus 2, 11. So we have 27 out of 125. Then we can now reduce this to the lowest term. If I choose not to go this way, I can just divide 27 and 9 together. That's a shorter way, but I just also want to show you this way. So 9 here, 1. 9 into 27 is 3. 3 out of 125 is the answer, which is option C. If you reduce 27 and 125, you're also going to get 3 out of 125. Is that okay? So the right answer is C. Alright, the next question, 19. Using the same pattern. For this, we have the missing number we have 2 and we have the base number as 4 out of 27. Remember what I taught you earlier? I said for the sample we looked at, the first number here, you have to take the square. For the second number, you have to take the cube. Then the product of both of them will give you 4 out of 27. You must also know that you can work from the options. Among the options we have here, A to E. C satisfies this. Okay? So if we have, let me wipe this. 1 over 3 cube. The cube of 1 over 3 and the square of 2 should give us this base number, which is 4 out of 27. 2 square, this will give us 4. While 1 over 3 cube means 1 over 3 times 1 over 3 times 1 over 3, which is 1 out of 27, because 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. Once you do that, you take the product of both of them. So 4 times 1 over 27, just like saying this times this. 4 times 1 is 4 out of 27. So I got this base number. So 1 over 3 is right. Let's move down to question 20. For this question, like I said earlier, you can work from the options. Among options A to E, where we have 1 out of 2, 1 out of 3, 1 out of 4, 1 out of 5, 1 out of 6. The most applicable is 1 out of 3. The reason is that the square root of 1 out of 3 and the cube root of 4 will give me 64 over 9. Let's try it. 1 out of 3 means 1 out of 3 times 1 out of 3, which is 1 out of 9. Then the cube of 4 means 4 times 4 times 4, which will give us 64. Take the product of both of them, like multiply them together. The first is 1 out of 9 times the second, which is 64. 1 times 64 is 64, and then you have the 9. So that satisfies this. That means 1 out of 3 is correct, which is option B. Alright, so let's go up to question 21. For question 21, we need a new sample to crack from question 21 upward. We have 259, 145, 310, and 19. So I want you to think using the basic operations. It can be cube, it can be square, it can be cube root, square root, to see if you can understand what this pattern is. Now, looking at this pattern, the base number here is 9. Attention should be here. This is 5. This is 19. So if I do 2 square, 2 square means 2 times 2, which is 4. Add it to this 5. It will give me the base number, which is 9. If I do 1 square, which is 1 times 1, 1, add it to this 4. It will give me 5. If I do 3 square, which is 3 times 3, it will give me 9. Add it to this 10, it will give me 19. Alright, so I've cracked the samples. That's why I said you need to think in 3D. Let me use that word. Now let's move over to question 21. Just like I did in the sample, to get my answer, I have to do 12 square, which is 12 times 12. 12 times 12 is 144. Now add 10 to it, our answer will be 154, which is option E. Alright, let's look at question 22. For this question, the first circle, the number there is missing. We have 40, we have 65. And we have options A to E, A 3, B 5, C 7, D 9, E 12. So, what is the missing number? If we solve from the option, if we pick 3, the first one, 3 square is 9. 9 plus 40 won't give us 65. Then we'll try the second, which is 5. 5 square is 25. 5 times 5, 25. Using that pattern, I explained earlier. Now add 40 to this, it will give me 65. So the right answer is B, 5. Let's take a look at question 23. This is easy. You take the square of 4, which is 4 times 4, 16. What will you add to 16 to get 50? So you can just do 50 minus 16, which will give you 34. So the correct answer is D. Alright, we are going to sample H, which we are going to use to answer more questions. Let's look at this sample. We have 2, 4, 3, 4, 20, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 26. The big question, what is going on here in these samples? How can we get the base numbers, which are 22 and 26? For this sample, we can take the product of the top and the bottom. 2 times 4 is 8, 3 times 4 is 12. Add it together, you get the middle one. The product of the top and the bottom, then add it together. 1 times 1, 1, 1 times 1, 1, 1 plus 1, 2. We do the same here. 2 times 3 is 6, 4 times 5 is 20. Add them together, we get 26. Now let's take a look at question 24. For this question, the middle number, or what I call the base number, is missing. So to solve that, we take the product of the top and the bottom. 3 times 1 is 3, 4 times 2 is 8. Alright, so once we have them, you have, add them up, 8 plus 3, that's E. That's E. That's the right answer. Question 25. So for question 25, the product of this, 3 times question mark, let it give us 3 question mark, plus the product of the base number, 4 times 3, 12, must give us 30. Collect like terms, move 12 here. 3, what is represented by the question mark, is equal to 30 minus 12. 3, the question mark, equal to what? 18. Now divide both sides by 3 to get the missing number. 3 here 1, 3 here 1, 3 here 1, 3 into 18 is 6. So the missing digit or number is A, which is 6. So question 26, we also meant to find what is missing there. We can use the same pattern. If we use the same pattern, or you solve from the options, here we know that 2 times 5 is 10. 1 times 4 is 4, plus 10 won't give me 30. Let's try 5. I think that works. 5 times 4 is 20. 20 plus 10 will give me 30. That works. Alright, let's take a look at question 27. I'm going to move up. For question 27, to get what is missing, we multiply this. 1 minus 2 will give me minus 2. Okay, plus 1 times question mark, 1 the question mark, equal to 2. Move minus 2 to the other side. 1 question mark will give me 2. Minus 2, as it crosses this equal to sign, changes to plus 2. So 1 question mark is equal to 4. Divide both sides by 1. 1 cancel 1. So your answer is simply 4, which is option C. Alright, 1 minus 2 is minus 2. 1 times 4 is 4. 4 minus 2 will give me the middle term, which is 2. Question 28. 7 times 2 here is 14. What will you multiply by 6? If you add it to 14, you get 20. It's simply 1. 1 times 6 is 6. 14 plus 6 is 20. So the right answer is option A. That's for 28. With that, we are going to a new sample. Sample I. If the arrow is pointing downward, it means multiply both fractions. 1 over 3 times 1 over 2. 1 times 1 is 1. 3 times 2 is 6. 1 over 6, we have this. But if the arrow is pointing upward, it means divide. That's like 1 over 6 divide by 1 over 2. We use KCF, that's what we use for division of fractions, which means keep the first fraction, which is 1 out of 6, change division to times and flip the next fraction, 1 over 2. If you flip, you have 2 over 1. 2 here 1, 2 here 3. That's 1 over 3 will be your answer, which is this. Now for question 29, there's meant to be a fraction here. This arrow, since it's pointing downward, it means division. Divide by 1 over 3 equal to 5 over 39. So what do? You move 1 over 3 to the right hand side. Sorry, this is meant to be multiplication. I said if the arrow is pointing downward, is multiplication, not division. So I'm going to take this again. So it's meant to be, let this box represent the missing fraction, times 1 over 3 equal to 5 out of 39. Now, as 1 over 3 crosses the equal to sign to the right hand side, since its multiplication is carrying a multiplication sign, multiplication changes to division. Alright, so this box is now on its own, equal to 5 over 39 is at the right hand side. 1 over 3 coming over here changes to divide by 1 over 3. We use the concept of KCF, keep the first fraction, change division to times. That's the meaning of KCF. Let me write it here for you to see. Keep, change. You change division to times, flip. Flip this fraction, the last fraction, 3 goes up, 1 comes down. 3 here 1, 3 here 13. So we simply have 5 over 13. Among the options we have, the option is not there, so I think there's an error here, but just take note of this. The right answer is 5 out of 13. Is that okay? So let's take a look at question 30. For question 30, since it's going up, that means division. We can also work with the option. So we have 1 over 3 divided by 1 will give me 1 over 3. That won't work. 1 over 3 divided by 1 over 2 will give me 2 over 3. That won't work. Among the options, let's work with D, which is 1 out of 6. So we have 1 over 3 divided by 1 over 6. Let's see if we can get to. Division involving fraction, I said you must use KCF. So we keep the first fraction, change division to times and flip the next fraction. 1 times 6 is 6. 3 times 1 is 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. So the answer is 1 over 6. That is correct. Now for question 31. Since this arrow is pointing downward, so that means what we need to do here is to what? Is to multiply. We have 1 out of 11 times 1 out of 11. 1 times 1 is 1. 11 times 11 is 121. The correct option is E, 1 out of 121. So let's take a look at sample J. So for sample J, we have 0, 4, 24, 6 in the smaller circle. So we need to try and figure out this sample to know what's going on here. For this sample, I'm going to put a symbol here to guide us. 24 divided by 6 is 4. Right? Let's try if it works here. 16 divided by 2 is 8. So something else is missing. 24 divided by 6 is 4. Now 4 plus 0 is 4. It rhymes. 16 divided by 2 is 8. Then 3 plus 5 is 8. 21 divided by 3 is 7. Then 3 plus 4 is also 7. Let's take a look at the last pattern here. Okay, now let's use this sample to answer question 32. Question 32. I can even use try and error method, or better say, let's just solve. 72 divided by 3, what will it give us? 72 divided by 3, 3 into 7, 2, remainder 1, 3 into 12 is 4, that's 24. What will you add to 18 to get 24? That's your answer. So it has to be 6, because 6 plus 18 will also give you 24. So the right answer is A. Let's move over to question 33. Here, remember, the number here, if we use it to divide 75, what we get to be the same as the sum of this and this. So let's get the sum of 3 over 8 plus 5 over 8. Since the denominators are the same, pick one, 8. 3 plus 5 is 8. 8 divided by 8 is 1. So what will you divide by 75 to get 1? So the answer has to be 75. 75 divided by 75 is 1. So the correct option is A. Let's look at 34. Okay. I'm going to put the division sign here. 30 divided by 3 is 10. So this has to be 4. So that 6 plus 4 should also give us 10. So the right option is E. Question 35. Here, 7 plus 8 is 15. Yeah, this has to be 75, because 75 divided by 5 is also 15. So the right answer is D. Okay, at this point we need to take a look at the last sample for today. This sample is sample K. Alright, for this sample, let's sum up the top and the bottom. 3 plus 5 is 8. 4 plus 1 is 5. 8 plus 5 will give you the base number. With this sample, we can actually solve the questions, but we can also check if what we've done is correct by looking at this. 1 over 3 plus 2 over 3 will give us 1. Okay, then for this, take the LCM of 4 and 2. Let's solve it here. 1 over 4 plus 1 over 2. The LCM is 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. Plus 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 times 1, 2. That's 3 over 4. Okay, so this is 3 over 4 here. 3 over 4 times 1 is 3 over 4. So the pattern works for other samples. Let's take a look at question 36. This plus this will give us the middle number. 10 plus 2 is 12. Here, half, 1 over 2 plus 1 over 3. The LCM is 6. 6 divided by 2, 3. 3 times 1, 3. Plus 6 divided by 3, 2. 2 times 1, 2. So that's like 5 over 6. So, the product of both of them, 12 times 5 over 6. 6 here, 1. 6 into 12 is 2. 2 times 5 is 10. B is the answer. Question 37. If you work from the option, this has to be minus 4, because minus 4 plus 6 will give me 2. 3 plus 3 will give me 6. If you multiply them, you get 12. So the right answer is minus C. Question 38.